In this video, I'm going to show you how to download, install, and use the most important features of ChessX, which is an incredible free and open source software available for Windows, macOS, and Linux. My name's Nathan Rose. I'm the author of Chess Opening Names. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I do all kinds of content on chess, including reviews of my favorite chess software, but also tips on how to improve, reviews of master games, and plenty more. First of all, you'll need to download the ChessX software. To do that, either head to this URL or just simply Google ChessX, and it'll be one of the first results that pops up. Once you're on their website, navigate over to the menu tab, click download, and you'll be taken to this other screen, and you'll want to select the big green download button. Note that this works the same for Windows, Mac, or Linux. I've downloaded the file already and it's saved on my desktop, so once you've got it, double click and you'll be taken to the installation wizard. Click through, accept the agreement of course, choose where you want to save it, all pretty self-explanatory, and click install, and pretty soon it'll be ready to go. Click Launch ChessX. So here we are. This is what ChessX looks like right out of the box. There are a few things that I would change straight away. First of all, there's this background image, which to me is a bit distracting. So to remove that, click on Edit, Preferences, and then Appearance, and untick Show Background Image. Click Apply, and it's gone. That just gives it a much cleaner look and feel. Speaking of the appearance, if you want to change the pieces and the board, then you click onto the Board tab. You can change the chess set. There's several different options here. And you can also change the look of the board. Play around with it, choose an appearance which you like the look of. Now, that's just stylistic, but an important change to make is to get the latest version of Stockfish. ChessX does come with an engine pre-installed, but let's get the latest and greatest version of Stockfish. It's free to download. So to do that, head back to your browser, head to the Stockfish website. Again, just Google it and it'll appear. And you'll need to select which operating system you're using. So Windows, macOS, Linux. I'm on Windows, so I would click here to download it. I've done this already, so go to where it's downloaded to on the desktop. It comes as a zip file first of all, so you'll need to extract it. And once you've done that, you'll have the folder, and inside the folder there'll be this file which is much bigger than any of the other files. That's the executable file. So back on ChessX, to get that engine linked up, you're still in Preferences, which again, you go Edit, Preferences, and now into Engines. You will add the new engine by navigating over to where Stockfish was downloaded into. Click that executable file. Click Open, and just for good measure, let's remove the old version as well. So we've just got the latest, most up-to-date version of Stockfish. Remember to click Apply and OK. And now we've finished our setup. We've got the appearance we wanted, we've got rid of the background image, and we've got the latest version of Stockfish on ChessX. So now let's check out what ChessX can do. Let's start out by opening up a PGN file. So a PGN file, for those who don't know, is a representation of a chess game. It shows the moves and often some other information about the game as well, such as the names of the players, what their ratings are, what the result was. So once you've got a PGN file, you click on File, Open, and then navigate to where the PGN file is saved. Click Open, and this is going to give us a chance to look at the different windows within the main ChessX view. So obviously in the middle we've got the board, But here on the right, we've got two additional windows. We've got the database window, and when you've got multiple databases open, this allows you to cycle between them. Right now, the active database is in bold. It's this one that I just opened. And then beneath that, there's this other view which shows the database currently open and the detail within that. So a single PGN file can include multiple games. The one that I just opened has just one game, but if you had more than one game, then they would all appear here in this game list. The one that I've got currently selected, then you can go into the notation to see all the moves. And you can run through these moves either by clicking on them, or you can also use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Left and right will move through the game. Also, probably a good time to show how you can flip the board. To do that, you press this button here. It's like a board with a little arrow around it. And there's also a keyboard shortcut here, which is Control B to flip the board. Within the board view, you can see that you've got this white box on white's half of the board. That's the move indicator. That indicates that it's white's turn to move. And if we move forward in the game, then you can see that it switches. Now that the box is on black's half of the board, indicating that it's black's turn to move. Also here in the notation window, let's take a closer look here. You can see that this game has got a lot of comments which are in green. You can edit those by clicking any move and right-clicking comment and editing the text there. Let's just delete it, for example, and you can see that it disappears. You can also add annotations, so exclamation marks to indicate excellent moves or question marks to indicate mistakes. Again, you just right-click on any move and click on Add Move Symbol and choose whichever symbol you'd like to add. So now let's create a new PGN file from scratch. Let's say you've played an over-the-board game and you want to enter your moves into an electronic file. So to do that, you go onto File, New Database, and go onto the desktop and give it a name. Let's just call it New Game. Click Save, and you'll be given the starting position and you can just start making moves. And you'll see that as you make these moves, that the moves are being filled in right here in the notation window. Again, you can add comments if you like, you can add annotations, move symbols. It's all possible right there in the notation window. Once you've got everything that you want to input, then you click again onto File and Close. You can enter in extra data about the game, like what the names of the players were, what the result was, and so on. And once you're happy, click OK. It'll ask you one more time if you want to save it. Click Yes. And then once you go to where you saved that file, it'll be there ready for you to use anytime you'd like it to. Back into ChessX then, you can see that now that we've got a couple of databases open, that first one of that game of my own, which I had open before, and that new one that I just created, you can see that in this database window, you can cycle between them. You can also do this, by the way, up top. There's also a view here where you can cycle between the different databases. Now, I want to show you one of the most important features of ChessX, which is the ability to import games from online. And you can do this either through Chess or through chess.com. The buttons are right there at the top. That's the chess.com button, and there's the Chess button. I'm going to try my chess.com account, so I'm going to click here, and you enter in your username. So for me, that's Nathan Rose Chess. Click a date range, so I'll just choose all of the games that I've played in February, and click OK. And you'll see that a new database file has been added, and if I double click on that, you'll see that this has actually got all of my games played in February across all time controls. And this is where we can see that one database file or one PGN file can contain multiple games. Like as I'm scrolling up and down here within the game list, you can see that there's a lot of different games that I can choose from. So I'm going to select this game to illustrate a few more of ChessX's features. So let's head back over to the notation view to see all the moves of the game. And I'm also going to flip the board here since I had black in this game. So let's fast forward to this moment here, and we can select one of these colorful buttons to draw highlights and arrows. So let's start with a green arrow, which you can create by dragging from the starting square to the destination square and then releasing to draw an arrow. Or if you select a single square, then that will highlight it in that color. The grey one, by the way, acts as an eraser, so you can just delete any highlights or arrows that you have drawn. Next, let's have a look at this function here, these 4 green arrows. That allows you to see the possible moves that a piece can make. And then you've got this lightning bolt, which shows threats. So if we cycle through a few moves, we can see that the threat after b takes c4, the threat is against the knight on b3. You can see a very faint white arrow there indicating a threat. If you create an alternative, so let's just create an alternative move here. So instead of white playing h5, let's say they played g5 instead. Okay. Now if we click this button, that shows the variation arrows, and then a move back, it's going to show that there are 2 different moves represented in the variation tree within the PGN file. 2 more important functions I want to introduce to you. The first is the auto analysis function. So this is where Stockfish comes in. I'm going to fast forward to a position of the game which I know that I was better in, but I want to see where I went wrong because I actually ended up losing this game. So we click on the auto analysis button and you'll see over here Stockfish loads up and it starts running through the moves. And when it finds a move which is different in the game from what Stockfish itself would have recommended, it's going to add an extra line into the analysis. So you can see that it's already done that, right? Like it's already found that white had a better move on move 17. But then on move 18, it's found a better move for black. It'll keep doing this, running through the game for as many moves as you let it run for. So let's just pause it now because I think you get the idea. Once it's done this analysis, you can go through these variations, click through them and see it reflected on the board and see how the game could have continued had you played the engine's top lines. The second feature I want to share to finish up is the training function. So this was a highly theoretical opening, and if you want to train this opening so that you've got a better chance of remembering it next time, you can go all the way back to the start and then clicking here, this A+ icon. That's going to enable training, and you'll see that the rest of the game has disappeared. Don't worry, it hasn't gone, it's just been hidden. But it's up to you now to see if you can remember how the game played out. So if I run through a few moves, we can see my ability to recall the theory. And this is useful for remembering it next time. And just to show what happens if you get one wrong, like if you make a move which wasn't played in the file, it just won't let you make that move. It will force you to make the move that was actually played. And by the way, if you get stuck and you can't remember, then you can just push the arrow keys. So if I push the right arrow key, then it's going to reveal the answer. So that's really helpful for remembering your opening theory. If you got value out of this video on ChessX, it'd mean a lot if you could leave a like down below. Also subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this, and drop a comment of what you thought of this video. I'd love to hear from you. I'm Nathan Rose, thanks for watching. Bye for now.